Hi everyone, so what we're doing here is a little video on how to change a flat tyre on a Clincher tyre, alright? For those who aren't sure, Clinchers are those that have tubes in. If you look on the article, you'll see the different types of tube that you can get. There's a big debate about tubes or tubeless. We'll cover that another time, but for today, we're just going to run through how to get tyre off the rim and then get your new tube in, okay? So I've had a flat tyre, it's been a very sad day. Mostly, almost certainly it'll be raining and you'll be at the side of the road fighting with your wheel, okay? This hopefully will mean that you won't have to fight with your wheel quite as much. What I've got here is a rear wheel. The cassette's just been taken off. It's just one of my older wheels. So yeah, the rear one is always the harder one to do because it tends to be tensioned slightly more stiffly because of the torque that goes through the cassette at the back. You'll notice where the valve is, okay? Get any other air that's out there because it might have been slow puncture, so just make sure that all the air's out. It's going to make life much easier for you. And we always take off a tyre from the furthest point away from the valve, okay? So get your trusty tyre lever and just get it in under the bit of tyre. Now in a race scenario, you don't need to be that gentle because it's a race, right? So you're going to get in there and use a little bit of effort, a little bit of transport, and then you can get your tube out, poke it up from underneath, and strip it out. Now, if you're out on a training ride and you're looking to fix this, just be a bit gentle with it, all right? Because you might want to do puncture repair on it. But in a race situation, rip it out because you're never going to use it again, and then tuck it down in jersey. Otherwise, you'll be penalised. So don't do that. Then we do take the tyre off the rim itself. Okay, so that's now clear. And most important bit, whether you're racing or otherwise, is do firstly a bit of a visual check, all right, along the tyre. Try and find out where it was that the puncture was, okay? Look on the inside, okay, and see if you can find anything. One of the reasons you do a visual check on the outside first is that if you can clearly see a bit of glass or stone or flint or something sticking in, you know where it's going to be. When you go to the inside, you can do a light touch with your fingers, but be aware it needs to be a light touch because if it is a bit of glass or a bit of flint, then the chances are you're going to prick your fingers, which might not be so good. I'm using some specialised turbo cottons here. What's really cool about this is the internal tan wall, all right? It's not just a fashion statement in this instance, all right? It's actually really practical. Some of the other tyres are black on the inside, so it's much harder to see where you may have had a puncture. Okay, in this instance, I know this tyre's fine because it would never actually had a puncture, just for the purpose of this. Okay, so get your tyre back onto the rim. Have a think about which the direction of travel is. On these, it's not particularly clear, but you will often see a little arrow on the rim. It's on the wall of the tyre, which will show you the direction of rotation. Simply, you need it to be going the right way to get the right amount of grip. All right. Anyway, in this instance, I know it's facing the right way, and you should, with most tyres, be able to get it back onto the rim just using the force of your thumbs. Okay. Once it's over on one side, give yourself a little bit of space. I'm going to get the tube back in. So, got my tube. Now, some people like to put a little bit of air into these. Up to you. One thing I would say though, if you're doing this in a race situation and you've only got gas, just be very cautious because some people systems that they don't have a little dial for the gas, and it just all comes out. And all you're going to do there is blow your tube up massive and not be able to get it into the rim. So just feeding it into the tyre, into the rim, into the wheel. Okay, still see I've got some little bits stuck out there. I'm just gently feeding it back in. And then, starting at the valve side, okay, then I'm going to start pushing it in. Now the start bit should be really easy. Now these particular tyres are nice and supple, so I should be able to do this with my thumbs. Bit of squeaking and we're on. Right, next check we want to do we'll check that there is no tube sticking out between the tyre wall and the rim. If there is, we're going to pinch that immediately as we start pumping it up, and you'll start again, and you might be out of tubes at that point, in which case it's a phone call home. Alright, looking good there, no problems. Again, my preference if I'm out on the road in a race or I've got gas is to just put a little bit of air in, just to be doubly sure there's no tube getting stuck between the tyre wall and the rim. Once we're happy with that, pretend I went all the way around for time's sake. Alright, and then we just pump all the way up. No, that's not quite all the way, but you get the point. Ready to go again. Alright, hope that helps.